Thank you for viewing this webinar on automatically importing NextGENE results to Geneticist Assistant. VCF and BAM files generated by NextGENE Analysis can be set to automatically import to Geneticist Assistant when a project is completed. This can be easily configured when creating projects in either the Project Wizard or using AutoRun. For this webinar, we'll pick up assuming both NextGENE and Geneticist Assistant have already been installed. Before NextGENE can be configured to import to Geneticist Assistant, user management must be turned on in NextGENE, and you must configure the GA path setting in NextGENE. First, we'll turn on user management. The user management service is installed during the Geneticist Assistant installation, and so you can simply turn on user management for NextGENE by going to Help, User Management, Manage Settings. When working with both Geneticist Assistant and NextGENE, the option to Use GA Configuration should be selected. Users and groups for both programs can then be added and managed as needed through Geneticist Assistant. 4 default user groups exist with regard to user permissions in NextGENE. Users must be assigned to one of these groups in order to have permissions for NextGENE. Full permission can be assigned by adding a user to the supervisor group. Click OK to turn on user management. To apply the changes and turn on user management, NextGENE must be closed and reopened. Click Yes to proceed. Next, to configure the GA path setting, go to Process, then Options. Under GA Executable Path, click Set to browse to and select the path for the geneticist_assistant.exe file. By default, this can be found in C, Program Files, Soft Genetics, Geneticist Assistant, GA_exe. Now we are ready to set up a new project and have the results imported to Geneticist Assistant. This can be set up through NextGENE's Project Wizard or the AutoRun tool. We'll begin with the Project Wizard. Once you've loaded your data and set the alignment parameters, click Next to view the post-processing step. Here you can load the settings files for reports to be automatically exported to the project output folder. The mutation report's VCF output, and optionally the BAM output, can be imported to Geneticist Assistant. Select Mutation from the Report drop-down menu. Click Set to load a settings file for the mutation report. This file can be saved from the Mutation Report Settings dialog in the NextGENE viewer. BAM files are optional for import to Geneticist Assistant. When included, additional coverage data is available for panel regions and not just for variants. If you wish to import the BAM file, select Export BAM. Next, select Output to Geneticist Assistant. Click Details to specify the settings for the data in Geneticist Assistant. The reference should always be set to Human 37. Select the appropriate panel from the drop-down menu. Similarly, select the applicable chemistry and instrument. To apply a QC metrics profile for the data, select the profile from the QC Profile drop-down menu. If the option needed is not available for any of these settings, you can open Geneticist Assistant to add the option needed. To submit a BAM file in addition to the VCF for the sample, select Submit BAM. This option is enabled only when Export BAM has been selected for the post-processing settings. Click OK to confirm the settings for Geneticist Assistant. In the Run Name field, type a name for the run. A run can include multiple samples. In the Sample Name field, type a name for the sample. You can also choose to output results to Geneticist Assistant when using the AutoRun job editor. To do this, first select Output to Geneticist Assistant. The same Geneticist Assistant settings we just discussed for the Project Wizard can also be defined here by clicking Edit Details. Here you can also set the run name and sample name. By default, the sample name is set to the job name. If loading multiple samples, first load all sample files, set the Geneticist Assistant settings and the run name, and then group the samples into jobs to ensure the Geneticist Assistant output options are applied to all jobs. After the project is completed in NextGENE, a command prompt is displayed while the results are being imported to Geneticist Assistant. Once completed, the run and samples can be reviewed in Geneticist Assistant. Thank you for viewing this webinar on automatically importing NextGENE results to Geneticist Assistant. If you have any questions, please contact us at tech_support@softgenetics.com.